The Weaver. Weaving is women's work. Ancient tales tell that goddesses spun and wove the clothes of Osiris. I follow in their sandal prints, making linen smooth as silk. The flax is boiled, beaten with hammers, cleaned by hand. The spinner chooses fibers to form her thread, then twists and turns her spindles. I work the warp and woof with the shuttle on a horizontal loom. Though days are long and the room is closed, my cloth shimmers in the sunlight. It is packed, unfolded into boxes, and carried off on poles to the royal house of silver. My own garments may be coarse, my husband just a peasant, but I create cloth fit for gods. The Goldsmith. My gold comes from Nubia, where captives live in stone huts and mine the vein. I know the secret ways of working gold, how to twist wires, cut strips, set stones. I make jewelry for the living and the dead. My circlets gleamed on the arm of the queen as she rode down the Nile. When she passed on to the land that loves silence, those bracelets were tucked in her tomb. I am the goldsmith. My work glitters almost as bright as our sun god Re. Village heads turn when I walk by. The Embalmer. Come at once, the servant begs. My master is dead. He is asking me, chief priest, to perform the sacred rites. Back at my workshop, I wash the body, while another priest murmurs incantations. My flint knife makes the first incision. I take the stomach, lungs, intestines, liver, and store them in canopic jars. I leave the heart, home of the spirit, but pull the brains out with a hook of bronze. We dry the body with crystals of natron. 40 days pass. We wind the head, the chest, the trunk, the limbs with yards of linen. On the 89th day, we place him in the cedar coffin. Secretly, I believe the chief priests are more important than Pharaoh. No spirit can rise skyward without our sacred touch. The Dancer. My troop moves in and out as one. No feast complete without our presence. We dance to praise, give thanks for the rising of the Nile, the harvest gathered in. We stretch and bend, mirror one another in stately style. We click our clappers. The singers follow close behind. We dance to mourn. At the feast of eternity, we usher the spirit on his journey. We celebrate the one who's gone to the field of peace. His statue watches. Even when they are sorrowing, we delight the guests. I am a dancer. My job is joy. The Carpenter. The Pharaoh sends his carpenters to Lebanon in search of cedar to build his barge. I go with fellow shipwrights to the land of trees. Wood is scarce in Egypt, except the lowly sycamore, too knotty to suit our careful craft. We axe the trunks, cut the cedar planks, and haul them home. I use my adze, mallet, chisel, and saw to shape the wood. At last the ship is ready to set sail. The Great One comes and boards his barge. He is well pleased. I stand on shore and watch my weeks of work afloat. The Sailor. When I hoist the sails like white wings of cranes, off we go. But when the wind weakens, rowers dip and pull. We sail south on the Red Sea until the land of strangers can be seen. After we dock, we lay out gifts, beads, daggers, bread, meat, and fruit for the goddess Hathor. Days pass while we fill our hold with tribute for Egypt, ebony, ivory, trees of myrrh, and monkeys who climb and swing from the mast. At last we travel home, a ship of treasure from the place of Punt, and I, a sailor, have been beyond. The gods willing, I will go again. Marshman. Think of it. A simple reed that grows in marshes means Egypt's story will not be forgotten. Papyrus lifts its feathery top high above our heads as we labor in the wet. We gather slim stalks and bind them into bundles. Long and heavy, the load bends my back, but not my spirit. We lift piles of plants so others may build boats, twist rope, braid mats. But best of all, papyrus will be cut, pressed, dried, transformed into paper. Then scribes with watchful eyes and ears so quick to listen will record our messages, our days, our dealings for us to see, and folk who follow after.